Hello everyone, welcome to APTI PLUS Academy for Civil Services. In today's news analysis session, I'll be discussing two important news which is specifically relevant for civil services examination and other state public service commission examination. The two important topic which was there in the limelight, the one is the growth of India and Bangladesh ties, and the second is the Davos meeting, the World Economic Forum meeting which took place in Davos. Now, these are two important topics which is specifically important for mains and even it will substantially contribute in the prelims examination. So we'll try to understand the in-depth part, the in-depth and understanding in terms of India and Bangladesh ties, and what are the key takeaways from the Davos meeting that was recently there. So we'll understand each topic one by one. It will be a detailed analysis which will specifically help you in civil services prelims and mains examination. So let's get started with each topic one by one, starting first with the growth of Bangladesh and India ties, and second we'll conclude and proceed with the Davos meeting. So first is about the growth of India and Bangladesh ties. We have seen tremendous progress in terms of India and Bangladesh ties. And recently, Sheikh Hasina government, the Awami party has actually come back in the government. So we'll see how it will have a detail, no, the point of discussions between both countries. So first, what are the issues that I'm going to discuss with you? We have the foundation of India and Bangladesh relationship, which will try to understand how the foundation actually started between both countries. Then we have India and Bangladesh about the basic part, the trade, the bilateral relationship which is there in terms of infrastructure, developmental partnership, economic cooperations, friendship pipeline, and the point of tension between two countries. Some of the conflict which has been there for a longer time. We'll try to understand which are the issues that these new government can definitely be focusing upon, and we'll have a conclusion to this particular topic, right? So let's get started and understand the detail about India and Bangladesh growing partnership and growing bilateral relationship. So first, to give you the background why we are discussing, because recently the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, has secured the historic fourth consecutive term in Bangladesh, and her party Awami League has won two-thirds of the seat in the national election. So this was a historic win for the Awami League party, which has emerged as a single largest party in Bangladesh political sphere. The ruling Awami League and its allies has secured a significant victory as of today. It's two-thirds. The total number is close to 225 out of 300 contested seats. So this is something very important at this juncture, where the part of the Bangladesh government is having a good and a robust relationship with India. Now this is the time that we need to sort out with major problem between India and Bangladesh. Now ये एक बहुत ही historic moment होगी दोनों countries के लिए. And if we look at the part of the elections that is there due in India, we do not know which party is going to be there for the next, the government will be formed. But to a larger extent, the relationship which has continued for quite decade has been a tremendous progress. Now, the foundation of India and Bangladesh relationship, if you look at, the way back, the foundation of India and Bangladesh relationship was started and it was laid in 1971. So this is what the progressive date you can track upon. So this is 1978 during the Bangladesh Liberation War, where the ties were more deepened between India and Bangladesh, right? And India proved the critical military and the part of material support that assisted Bangladesh in fighting of independence against Pakistan. So many a times some basics are missed out by the aspirant while reading the details. So you should know this was a war between the Bangladesh and Pakistan, where Bangladesh has emerged as the victorious. Now, however, the relation has showed with the part of the following years in the military regime and various disputes also. The situation has improved in 1996 when Sheikh Hasina government has come into the power, and the government, headed by the ruling party, that is the Awami League, has also ensured that the enhanced cooperations of the part of trade, energy, infrastructure, connectivity, defense between two countries, that is India and Bangladesh, should be more robust, more friendly, and even it should ultimately have a mutual benefit for both countries. So the government of Bangladesh has been a pro-India. They are working towards a policy which actually favors them, and India as a neighborhood first policy always prioritize Bangladesh as a country, right? Now, India or Bangladesh की अगर बात करें, how the part of the development is there. So, India and Bangladesh share a deep strategic ties in terms of historic, economic, social, and cultural connection. Now, the part of the East, the West Bengal, which was there, now Bangladesh, it has a, I mean, grassroots, which is, I mean, more of Indian origin people were earlier there. Before partition, we were among the, a group of the total. It was neither the East Bengal or the West Bengal. It was a West Bengal, right? So bilateral trade has approached 15 billion annually with an agreement that is covering the investment, counter-terrorism, energy, and the river water sharing. The Teesta River water sharing, which is again a disputed one, that is a point of conflict between both the countries. I'll discuss that in a while. Now, Bangladesh is crucial for balancing the China's regional influence. अगर बात करें चाइना की, तो चाइना के रीजनल इन्फ्लुएंस को काउंटर करने के लिए बांग्लादेश एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट स्ट्रैटेजिक कंट्री एंड इवन इंक्लूडिंग द बेल्ट एंड रोड इनिशिएटिव which is there for China. Now, stable Bangladesh government, which is definitely for next 5 years, will be have a counterweight to the neighborhood instability, making it India actively engaged in the relationship. So India always look for a government which has a majority in the part of the government, and definitely this government which is there is pro-India, and their policies towards India will be definitely benefiting both countries mutually. India and its proactive gestures towards the endeavoring the part of strengthening partnership between two countries has always been instrumental, and India has ensured that we should have a robust relationship, either it is defense, trade partnership, even other issues. The issues which is concerning both countries mutual benefit must be taken into considerations. If you look at basic trade part, I mean the data will help you understand कि किस तरह से जो trade है दोनों countries के बीच में escalate हुई है. This is for 2017 and 18. You can see this that the export was 87 million. Now this has taken a toll. In the next 4 years, it is 199, so close to 200, which is again a tremendous growth which is witnessed from this graph, right? And even the other major progressive in the bilateral relationship, दोनों countries की अगर बात करें, कुछ specific progressive areas highlight किए गए हैं जहाँ पे दोनों countries ने development work को आगे बढ़ाया है. So if you look at the major progressive work in terms of bilateral relation, the first and foremost is infrastructure. Now, infra for any country is very important. Now, for infrastructure development, if you look at India and Bangladesh, the major development of Bangladesh, India's funded infrastructure is towards the connectivity, because it's a country which definitely require the connectivity through this the part of port development, the other infrastructure development. So since 2010, India has extended the line of credit to Bangladesh over 7 billion. It's a huge amount for a country. Now, the much awaited Agartala Akhura rail project was also inaugurated virtually by the Prime Minister of India and his counterpart. So this is something which will have benefit for not only Bangladesh, but it will benefit India to a larger extent, specifically the Agartala Assam region. The Akura Agartala rail project was the first conceptualized in 2010, where two countries have actually agreed on the part of the areas, and definitely for mutual benefit, the agreement was done. The construction of 15.064 kilometer rail link was started in 2018, and further redevelopment has always been there. Now I'll give you a better image, I mean, to understand the thing, so you can relate this particular diagram. So it says that earlier it was 12.24. Now this stretch has been close to 15 kilometer, right? And this is a map work which will help you understand where this actually is going. No, it's benefiting the part of West Bengal, Assam, and entire northeastern region as well. Now the other the part of the part of agreement which is going between India and Bangladesh, we have developmental partnership. So Bangladesh is the biggest development partner for India. India has extended 3 line of credit, 3 LOC जो line of credit है वो 8 billion तक दी गई है for 8 year for infrastructure development, specifically which include road, railways, shipping and port. Shipping and port has always been an important part, and India specifically has highlighted this point that the infrastructure development, specifically for railway and port, must be prioritized by the government of Bangladesh. Now we have friendship pipeline. The friendship pipeline between India and Bangladesh is extended to connect the eastern India and part of West Bengal, Bangladesh, facilitating the transport of natural gases. This is one pipeline where the part of natural gas has always been beneficiary for both the countries. The project aims to ensure the energy cooperations between the nations, promoting the economic and diplomatic ties that is between India and Bangladesh. Now, there is an economic cooperation between both countries, which is definitely a robust economic cooperation, which has, for the past couple of years, it has grown steadily. Bengal has become the West, when the part of Bangladesh has actually become India's largest trading partner in South Asia, which has reached up to 18 billion. You can see the value for 2021-22. It's a huge value, right? Both countries had actually concluded the part of feasibility study on the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement known as KEPA. I'll tell you the benefits of KEPA which is there in 2020, जो कि कस्टम ड्यूटीज को सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए और भी जो वेरियस ट्रेड नॉर्म्स हैं व्हेन वी हैव इंटर ट्रेड वैल्यू वहाँ पे किस किस तरह से चीज़ों को कम की जा सकती है वी कैन रिड्यूस द रेड टेपिज्म हैज बीन ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड बिटवीन इंडिया एंड बांग्लादेश. Bangladesh aim to finalize the FTA, that is Free Trade Agreement between both countries, and they explore the part of China's backed regional comprehensive economic partnership that is concerning for India as well. Now, the minister has actually said that the Sagar initiative, which is there for the security growth for all, is again a part of neighborhood first policy, which is helping Bangladesh to a larger extent. Now, when we talk about the KEPA, the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, there's some important thing that you need to know how it is going to help. So you can see the value here. So this is for financial year 2022. The export was around 2 billion and the import was 13.9 billion. Now, once this is signed, Bangladesh export is going to be increased by 190%. This is the part of the changes that will be witnessed. India's export will grow by 188%. Bangladesh GDP will increase by 1.72% additionally with only trade with India. So it's a huge number for a country. And India's GDP will increase by 0.03%. So these are the two important facts. If you're writing specifically in mains examinations, you can highlight this important point. These are the other details about the duty-free quota and even Bangladesh import duty, which is there from the Indian goods. Now, the point of tension between these two countries has been continued for a longer time due to some reason or other. The Bangladesh government has faced challenges with looming the Teesta water dispute and Rohingya issue. तो ये दो issues ऐसे हैं जो कि still it's pertinent of the fact that this has not been resolved between two countries despite that we share a very good bilateral relationship between Bangladesh, India and Bangladesh. Bangladesh seek fair sharing of Teesta water, which and even the peaceful repatriations of Rohingyas to Myanmar, which military junta has been unsuccessful doing. Right, the Bangladesh seek India's cooperations, and even the present government, with the part of Narendra Modi, which is leading the government, has been reported with the part of deport of Rohingyas, but still we have the part of catch-22 which still arises with when it comes to Rohingyas issues. Cross-border terrorism and infiltration poses international security threats. The rise of multilateral forces and India's adding complexity and even increasing the violence against Muslims is also a concern for Bangladesh. The Bangladesh Prime Minister has condemned the attack, expressing the displeasure over the illegal immigrants by Indian leaders. Now, that is something of political issues. We cannot get to the detail of that analysis, but these are the major point between these two countries that has still continued for a persistent quite number of good number of years, right? Now, to conclude the entire discussion, what we have and how we can have another way forward in terms of India and Bangladesh, the first and foremost, we need to have a consensus in part of extending the water sharing of the Teesta River. Now, Teesta is something very important for both the countries. It helped the part of northeastern region, West Bengal, and to a larger extent, Bangladesh will be beneficiary. So, reaching out to a mutual agreement will be definitely the need of the hour. Bangladesh will have to maintain a strategic balanced approach in adapting the foreign policies and even geopolitical risks, which is something to attract the foreign direct investment and set out the vision for 2024. Because Bangladesh has actually set up the vision for 2041, just to correct, this is for 2041. Now, it is important for them to ensure that a good relationship with India has continued. The bilateral trade value should surge. Another infrastructure development must be taking its more part of robustness. As per the energy crisis continues with the part of India, it is imperative for Bangladesh to cooperate in making clean and green energy and even make South Asia more self-reliant. In South Asia, south part of the country's region, Bangladesh is definitely an important partner for India. So this was all about in terms of the growth of India and Bangladesh bilateral relation. I mean, as of in the contemporary times. Now, moving ahead with the other topic, that is the Davos meeting 2024. Some key takeaways which will be pretty relevant for the mains examination per se. And even if you're writing in mains in general studies paper 3, it will contribute a lot. So you need to understand where are the focus and priority areas that has been highlighted in the Davos meeting 2024. So we'll see first about the part of background, then with the focus area that is artificial intelligence, the war and uncertainty, कुछ इसके focus areas जो है हमको discuss करेंगे climate के बारे में, even the China's economy, and last but not the least India's economic growth progress, which has been pretty evident in the part of the meeting. So first, starting at the background, the annual World Economic Forum, जो World Economic Forum की जो meeting है, this is taking place in Davos, better known as Davos Summit, and 3,000 participants, including 1,600 business leaders, 350 head of the states, government ministries, academia, civil society leaders, and entrepreneurs have been invited to share their thoughts and even the issues that is crippling around the world that need to be discussed in the particular forum. The exclusive event features the part of high lodge fees campaign and even the part of opportunities to interact with the influential global leaders. उसके साथ साथ इसमें कुछ criticism भी की गई है with the part of elite and expenditure nature. The Davos summit remain relevant, and it is the only the glimpses that offer rich and powerful reacts the most pressing issues. I mean the issues that has been there that is pertinent and important for you. We'll see the key takeaway from the Davos. And looking at the focus area of this meeting, we'll see what are the important areas that was specifically dominating the Davos meeting. We'll see each and specific area one by one. So the first among them is artificial intelligence. In this year World Economic Forum meet, artificial intelligence AI has took the part of central stage. We have seen the ethical issues concerning the AI. Even if you look at the European Union, they have come up with their specific rules and regulations with regards to the part of AI. The part of United States government has also taken some of the important initiatives when it comes to artificial intelligence, and across the globe there has been crippling issues about the deep fake taking place, which is again the downtown, and even for the negative consequences, or you can say the part of repercussions that AI we have, right? So discussion highlighted in the transformative potentials of human welfare along with the need for the regulations, job losses, impersonal skill, informations, and potential inadequacy. Despite the challenges, the prevailing sentiments were optimistic on realizing the part of benefit of AI and its drawback it dumped. Now, the second important issue at the meeting was about the climate. The climate की बात करें, recently COP28 was there, where the loss and damage fund was given a purpose and final backing, right, which was there at UAE. तो ये काफी important थी, उसको लेकर के भी important discussions हुई है. President of World Bank Group has said that we need to actually have an existential climate crisis and we need a sense of urgency. I mean, the sense of urgency can only save us with the part of the current problem that is arising. Others spoke about the ultimate benefits that we have come up in terms of sustainable practices and even allocating to fight against the climate change. When it comes to fighting climate change, the finance part has become very important, and through the loss and damage fund, things has become more inclusive and more target oriented. Now, war and uncertainty, this was another focus area that was there in the meeting. Why? Because we have seen that recently the Middle East and Europe has been crippling with the part of the geopolitics risk that is emerging because of Russia and Ukraine. And even recent Israel and Gaza-Palestine war that is emerging has created a lot of other supply chain problem as well. However, discussion on the Israel-Gaza violence were also lacking on the concrete part, but the discussion had. The head of the Palestine Investment Fund, that is 15 billion requirement on the Gaza house reconstruction, but the Arab state has stated that the lasting piece of the commitment which need to have जहाँ पे सऊदी के फॉरेन मिनिस्टर ने अपनी बातें रखी that we need to have a statehood as a prerequisite for the regional peace and ensure that the peace for Israel and even for other countries should definitely be at the foremost stage and that should be prioritized globally. No country should have either backing. दोनों countries में unanimous humanitarian crisis को ज़्यादा ध्यान देने की जरूरत है. Now, China's economy was also on the discussion agenda. Facing the part of the economic slowdown, China has tried to attract more investment from West and even witness some of the cooling as of now. 5.2% की China की जो economic growth हुई 2023 में, this was pre-pandemic, right? I mean, it is something which is still below the pre-pandemic. Post-pandemic, the recovery was pretty slow compared to India. China is experiencing very significant structural economic challenges. Why? Because a lot of MNC company, अगर बात करें multinational companies की, even for the tech giants, they are looking alternative option other than China as their investment and even establishing the new. A lot of companies in the West is no longer investing in the country. When 3 to 4% of the growth is witnessed in China, which is fairly meaningful, but still it has a substantial progress that it can have a lot more other part of the percentage development and even other destination like India, Vietnam has always been explored by these countries. And last but not the least is the India's economic growth. We have set a precedent where the discussion on India was definitely there. Assessment of the Davos 2024 by a consulting firm McKinsey and Company, they have said that India is making a rapid transformations और इस तरह से fast growing economies में India की नाम शुमार है. The government of India is actually target India to be the third largest economy. It will take some time, but definitely we can say that we can achieve this target if the policies are well implemented, and even this has been confirmed by the important financial consulting firms like McKinsey. Right? India has made felt like its economy has a potential. Some of the important sectors like technology, healthcare, and other areas has taken interest. Other areas of discussion: how to invest on the women health, the global economy, even for the part of 1 trillion by annually 2040 was even into the consideration. One key takeaway from the World Economic Forum was about the Global Alliance for Gender Equality, which support the endorsement of World Economic Forum and Government of India. I have made a detailed analysis on our daily news and editorial analysis about this. You can check out. The idea for emerging G20 declarations has also caused for the women-led development and propounding is something which has already been propounded by the Prime Minister of this country. So these were some of the important 5 key takeaways from the Davos World Economic Forum meeting. I hope both of the topic were important. I mean, if you like the content, this will be pretty relevant for your mains examination per se, contributing substantially for the prelims examination also. So thank you so much for watching and thank you for being. Stay connected.